I've finally reached the point where I can start thinking about getting the upper hull finished, getting the snorkel installed, getting the hatch installed, getting the lighting for the pilot ring and the pilot dome installed, getting the windows installed, getting that all finished up. But I find I have made a somewhat embarrassing blunder. I was working with the Voodoo Effects lighting kit, and I ran into the same problem that everybody runs into with the Voodoo Effects lighting kit, which is that is not much too long. There are all kinds of suggestions on how to deal with that extra LED. The most prevalent suggestion being just drill a hole through the hull and snake that LED down through the hull to illuminate the interior of the submarine. That's a good idea. I can't do that. I've heavily modified the interior of my submarine. So I got the brilliant idea. You may not know this, you may have never thought of it before, but if you know how the things are made and you know your way around a soldering iron, you can shorten those segments in those LED strips. I've done it. That's exactly what I did to mine. I shortened it by one LED. I cut off one LED and then I had to cross circuit the remaining LED with the negative power rail to complete the circuit. And it worked. It worked. I was able to shorten the entire thing by one LED so that I did not have to deal with it. And it wrapped around and it fit perfectly. The problem is I ended up with something so fragile I was afraid to use it. I've got it patched back together now for demonstration purposes, but I just can't bring myself to trust it. In the corner, you can see the bridge I created by just simply soldering a little bit of magnet wire to short the negative lead from that LED to the negative rail of the LED strip. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply some power to this. Got it set to 9 volts. There we go. This is 9 volts. Now let's see what happens if I drop it down to 7.5. You can see now that they've all gotten a little dimmer, but the LEDs in the unaltered segments are not as bright as the LEDs in the altered segment. Let me drop it down to 6 volts. And now the difference really becomes evident. The simplest way I can explain it to myself is we're feeding in 9 volts, and each of these LEDs is using 3 volts in each segment. We're feeding in 9 volts, and each LED is using 3 volts. Here, we're feeding in 9 volts, so each LED gets 4.5 volts, making them correspondingly brighter. Let's see what happens when we drop it to 4.5. There. At 4.5 volts, we are below the combined forward voltage of these 3 LEDs in each of these 3 segments. If I drop it down one more notch, see what 3 volts does. There's 3 volts. And this should be 1.5. You can just barely see that. Now let me dial it up again. Make sure I've got that all the way down. 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5, and Now this last one, it damn well better be 9 volts. I'm not going to try and push 12 volts through it, because if I push 12 volts through it, the unaltered segments will do just fine. They'll light up just fine. But the altered segment will almost certainly, one or both of the bulbs will burn out at 12 volts. So I'm not even going to push it to 12 volts. Now, 9 volts, it's hard to tell that these two bulbs are brighter than all the rest of the bulbs in all the rest of the segments. And those two bulbs were going to wind up at the very back of the light ring. So while it is possible to shorten an LED segment like that, unless you are very good with a soldering iron, I do not recommend it. You can try, but you might end up having to find a different solution, as I did. I got some white cob LED strip. You see, it's this 2.7 millimeters wide, so it's the same width as the Voodoo Effects lighting strip. Oh, and I found that if you are very careful, you can peel off that double stick tape on the bottom. You can peel it right off and be able to glue that directly to whatever you're attaching it to. So that was very useful discovery. We've got the same problem. It's either too long or too short by 1/2 of one segment, depending on your philosophical outlook. We still either have a too short strip with the ends not meeting, or we have a too long strip with the ends conflicting with each other. And there's not room enough in there for both. What are we going to do? Do I buy another Voodoo Effects lighting strip? Well, that would be the logical thing to do. But I've got this cob lighting strip, and you can see that I've trimmed the silicone gunk, the silicone fluorescent coating off of the top. You get to witness a grand experiment. Now, which one of those was a negative? Try that one. And let's see if this one was the positive. Apply some power here from our... Woo! That's bright. Okay. So that works. That works all right. Now I've shaved off the fluorescent coating from these last few LEDs here. What are we going to do? Guess what we're going to do? We're going to blacken these. And we will see if that is light blocking enough to keep those from shining through, and see if I can apply it thin enough so that I can overlap these ends. We can use this inside the light ring if we overlap these last few LEDs. If we can get them blacked out well enough so that they don't shine through, they're going to be inconsequential. We're going to have the end coated on our replacement device. Should be opaque enough. Let's find out. This is rated at 12 volts. We're running it at 9. Ooh, that's bright. And that spot on the end is quite opaque. One little light leak there down on the corner. And this is just a quick test to make sure that I have the polarity on that correctly. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the power switch. Bring that up. And the answer is yes. So I can go ahead and connect that. I want to point out that there is a chance that that segment I altered could fail. And if it does fail, then the remaining lights on that segment will go out. If that happens, I want those lights facing directly aft, where they'll be least noticeable and invisible from most beauty angles. I'm using some E6000 adhesive that I borrowed from the missus to see if that will bond that securely and flat enough to fit inside the dome. The instructions say apply to both surfaces, wait 2 minutes, and then adhere together. So, we'll see how that works. I'll bond it together and get a clamp on it and see how well it holds. So we have allowed the E6000 adhesive to dry overnight on that pilot ring light that we installed. And we can just go ahead and take a look at the result. I'm not sure exactly how well that will stay secured over time, but it doesn't really matter if it's sealed up inside that dome. Where is that dome? Let's find our alignment pins. There. Pilot dome sits right over the top. Nice and clean. But we still need to test the lighting. There. I've got the top hull section fastened down. Let's go ahead and reach in here and switch the switch on. Oh my. Yeah. Just for the heck of it, let's just go ahead and drop that on there. Oh yeah. So I guess the key takeaway from this entire ridiculous fiasco, the number one lesson, if you will, if my advice is worth anything anymore, is buy the Voodoo Effects lighting kit and paint that problematic last LED in the string black. Paint it black, wrap it around, tuck it underneath the opposite end the best you can, get it as flat as you can, and if you have to hog out that collar a little bit to make it fit, to get it in there, get it tight in there, don't burn all the way through, don't damage the rim. Blacken that one LED, wrap it around there, tuck it underneath the best you can, get it connected and put together, and get on with your life.